What is going on, guys, and welcome to this comparison video between Tennis World Tour in its Roland Garros edition and AO International Tennis. Both games are available worldwide on PS4, Xbox One and PC, and Tennis World Tour is also available for Nintendo Switch. After the initial release in May 2018, both games got many updates, so this is a follow-up to my comparison video from last year, which is also linked in the description. I wanted to find out what has changed ever since the release and would say let's see how they compete in 2019 right after the intro. For this video I used the PS4 version of both games, and at the time I recorded the footage for this video, end of May 2019, Tennis World Tour was on version 1.15 and AO International Tennis was on version 1.38. I tried to categorize both games in a couple of categories to give you a better overview, so let's start with the general menus of both games. Tennis World Tour has a pretty nice and clean looking menu built up with big squares splitted up into career mode, the tennis school, exhibition games, online play, the player editor and the game options menu. AO International Tennis uses a list view menu which consists the Australian Open, Career, Casual, Competition, Online, Tutorials, the Academy and Settings. Compared to last year, not much changed here and Tennis World Tour looks a bit better to me. Tennis World Tour has a list of 31 players, 25 men and 6 women. The deluxe version and the Roland Garros edition also contain the legends Andre Agassi and John McEnroe. Still, the list could be longer and players like Djokovic and especially more female players would be nice. But there are also many top 10 players like Nadal, Federer, Zverev and Thiem in the game. AO's standard player list has 20 licensed players including Rafael Nadal, David Goffin or Angelique Kerber for example. The big advantage though is that you can download almost any big player or legend created by the community, and some of them look like actual licensed players. Here are some examples of Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic, and they even have different original outfits and accessories. Both games offer editors where you can create your own players. Tennis World Tour has updated its editor with a previous update. There are a couple of standard faces, attributes like height, appearance, right or left-handed or your playstyle, and you can also edit face details like eyes, jaw, chin, nose and so on. The player editor in AO International Tennis is a similar story. There's a really detailed menu for editing a lot of attributes in the player's face and his body, giving you the ability to create almost every look you want. Besides that, you can edit the player's identity, his skills and appearance, and even the clothing like bags, the racket and much more. So both games give you many options here. I would say it's a matter of preference which one you like better. After all, AO International Tennis seems a bit more complex in this area, but both do a great job in this category. With the Roland Garros edition, Tennis World Tour adds 4 new courts. The Philippe Chatrier, Simon Mathieu and the Suzanne Lenglen courts from the French Open in Paris, and the Manolo Santana court from the Mutua Madrid Open. Besides those original courts, there is a choice of 3 grass, 5 clay and 9 hard surface courts in different locations around the world. That's 21 courts in total, which is okay after all. AO International Tennis only has 3 licensed courts from the Australian Open, the Centre Court, Show Court and Court 8. And it also features the Rafael Nadal Academy. Besides that, you have London, Paris and New York representing the other 3 Grand Slam stadiums. All of them have the center court and 2 additional courts. That's a total of 13 courts covering all main surfaces like hard, grass and clay. But also here there is the option to download user created stadiums and courts by the community, which also have original logos and appearance, and some of them look really great. And if you feel like getting creative yourself, you can also create your own arena in the Stadium Creator. The match settings in both games offer pretty much the same. You can either play 1, 3 or 5 sets with 1, 3 or 6 games, or you decide to play tiebreak or super tiebreak. AO International Tennis also offers the option to play Fast 4, where you play sets only up to 4 instead of 6 games, resulting in shorter matches, but still not as short as playing tiebreaks only. Both games offer a lot of details from court surroundings to linemen, referee, ball boys, or the audience, which creates a good overall on-court experience. The audience doesn't look too good in either of the games, but that doesn't matter too much, but still, you would expect a bit more in 2019. The crowd reacts on nice shots or rallies, but is not too spectacular and feels a bit random sometimes. Tennis World Tour offers John McEnroe as commentator, and even though they added some sentences with earlier updates, he gets pretty annoying after a while, as you hear the same sayings over and over. Presentation wise, Tennis World Tour has not much to offer besides some animations of the players between points and celebrations after winning points. AO International does a bit better job in this category. While there is no walk-on animation at all in Tennis World Tour, there is a player's walk-on in AO, especially when you play the Australian Open. It's looking like an actual TV production. Tennis World Tour just starts right off with the serve without any further presentation of the players. AO also has a coin toss where you will eventually have the choice to decide if you want to serve or receive first. And you also have some animations of the players sitting on their bench in between points and sip on their bottles or pack up their bags after the game in AO. In career mode, you will also be rewarded with a trophy after winning tournaments. Even though these animations might not be necessary for the game itself, they are totally missing in Tennis World Tour and would be a nice addition. Court usage is present on both games, where you will see tracks left by players after a while on clay or trampled grass. The sliding animation in Tennis World Tour on clay was a feature which was added in a previous update and gives the game a bit more detail. Overall, the gameplay graphics look okay in both games, but if you compare it to other actual sports games, they could probably do a better job. Ball boys and cameramen, for example, are just there for decoration and don't move much at all. At least the referees and linesmen show some movement here and there. Audience generally looks quite boring in both games, and also the audio lags at some points. In my opinion, the player movement looks and feels better and more realistic in AO International Tennis. The main modes in both games are Exhibition or Casual, the Career mode, the Tennis School or Tutorials, and Online mode, as those are the most important modes and they are available in both games. In addition, I want to mention that AO International Tennis features the full licensed Australian Open, which offers a nice overall presentation of the players and the whole tournament. In both games, you can play against an AI player on different difficulties, where Tennis World Tour offers 4 from Amateur to Legend, and AO International offers 8 from Rookie to Grand Slam. In Exhibition or Casual, you will play a single match either against a friend or the AI. You can choose whatever court, difficulty or player you want to play, and a huge advantage from AO is that you can also play doubles. The Tennis School or Tutorial offers a variety of different training modes in both games, where a ball throwing machine is used and you will have to return the ball into different zones. These trainings will teach you different shots and should improve your timing and the power you use on different shots. The Career mode is built up as a year-long season in Tennis World Tour, where each month gives you different options. You can either play tournaments, exhibition games or do trainings to increase your attributes. You level up your player by playing tournaments, which will not only rank you up but also give you experience points. Once you have enough experience points, you will reach the next level and can earn skill cards, which are used in-game depending on the strategy you choose, and the progress in levels will also give you attributes which you can apply to your player. There are 3 categories: attack, defense and serve and volley. Coaches will also give you a bonus in certain areas, like an additional power of 10%. And last but not least, you can change the visual appearance of your player and buy new outfits or rackets with the money you earn through your career. The Career mode in AO International Tennis seems a bit boring, as you just advance from week to week with either an existing tennis star or with your own young player, with the main goal to get number 1 in the world at some point. By winning games and tournaments, you will earn XP, which are used to upgrade your player's attributes separated in power, reflexes, serve speed, stamina and speed. You will also earn money which can be spent to upgrade your player's skills such as serve, forehand, backhand, volley, drop shot or lob. With each win you will climb up in the ranking, which is necessary to play bigger tournaments as you can only participate in futures in the beginning. Overall, the career mode in AO International Tennis is okay, but it would be nice if there would be the option to do a bit more. Both games could probably add a little story with cutscenes or something to spice things up a bit. In the online mode of Tennis World Tour you can either play a quick match against an online opponent or play a match against a friend. There is also a season mode where you have to win a certain number of matches to get promoted to the next league. There is also a ranking system where you will rank up after winning matches. Even after almost a year, the gameplay is still horrible. It's laggy sometimes and the movement is really bad. At least you find opponents really quick, but improvements in gameplay would be much more needed. The online mode in AO International Tennis is straightforward. You can play a quick match, a custom match and have a look into the leaderboard. The connection seems to be stable and I had no problems at all to connect to an online opponent. Also the gameplay feels better than in Tennis World Tour. The layouts of the used buttons on the controller are similar in both games. Topspin, flat shot, slice and lob are on the circle, square, X and triangle buttons, and there are some special combinations like drop shot, volley or inside out by using the shoulder buttons. The actual gameplay is a bit different though in both games. In Tennis World Tour, tactic is the key to win games. It's important to read your opponent's game and choose your swing wisely to outplay him. This is a different story in AO International Tennis, where the focus is on precise timing. A little dot turning from red over orange to green indicates the perfect moment to hit the ball, and also the power meter is a crucial point to place the ball in your opponent's side. Besides that, you have a little dot on the opponent's side which indicates where you place your shot. Both games feel absolutely different. AO International Tennis has a way faster gameplay, and I personally like the fact that you don't have to use the sprint button like in Tennis World Tour, which can be pretty annoying after a while. Movement also looks more realistic in AO in my opinion, and it also has a lot more variety, while Tennis World Tour gets boring quite fast. In Tennis World Tour it also happens quite often that the opponent shoots the ball into the out or hits aces and you can't really do much about it, or you have rallies with more than 50 shots. Overall, I find AO more challenging than Tennis World Tour, as it happens quite fast that you overpower the ball or give it too much direction and is called out. An additional thing which should be mentioned is that you can challenge referee calls by pressing the L2 and R2 button at the same time. The call will be on the review and you will see the Hawkeye animation which either confirms the call or you will win the challenge. To conclude this category, here are some side-by-side comparisons of both games. Even after a year, not much has changed. While both games got some updates and are playable, they are beyond from being great tennis games and would need improvements. AO International Tennis offers a better gameplay, which is the most important thing in my opinion, and also the graphics, presentation and the player movement seem to be better than in Tennis World Tour, even though Tennis World Tour got a bit better with the latest updates. A huge plus of AO International Tennis is the fact that you can download players and stadiums, and that makes it the better game to me. The online mode of Tennis World Tour is horrible and buggy, and also the main game gets boring after some time as it lacks of variety. Let me know which game you prefer in the comments below. I still prefer AO International Tennis as it has the better gameplay in my opinion, and the fact that Tennis World Tour charges 20 euros for a content update of 4 courts and 2 players doesn't make things better, as you can almost buy AO International Tennis for that price. The new Roland Garros edition of Tennis World Tour is available now and contains basically all DLCs since the start of the game, which is not bad if you don't have the game yet, but if you can wait, I would recommend to do so till the game goes on sale. If you liked this video, leave a thumbs up and hit the subscribe and bell button so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thanks everyone for watching and see you next time.